Hey guys, long time no see. Sorry, I've been really busy lately. Well, lately. No, I've also haven't been able to figure out what to do next because I've done a lot of tutorials or things like that. So I was trying to figure out what's a good idea that of a video that I really don't see people doing, or I really don't see people even knowing about, like thinking about or talking about as a good thing to focus on. So, first off, hey, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I try to be here at least once a month. But I'm still in school. I dance 5 days a week. I'm in the musical at my school, so I'm kind of busy. But that being said, this video is going to be talking about tracking over your knees. So that will, and your toes. That might sound a little weird, but what it's all about is, how with turns, you want to plant your foot. Whether that means that both legs are bent or one leg straight. You want to make sure that you plant your feet on the ground. And I wanted to give you some techniques in order to make sure that you have the best turns that you can possibly have. So let's get started. First, let's stretch out a little bit. Stretch out our upper body. Stretch down. Ooh, I don't know if you just heard that, but woo! Okay. Dance your body. Okay. So first, a good thing is to have a lunge, and you kind of are just in, both legs are straight first. Okay, so both legs are straight, and you kind of just go down. Okay. Make sure they're wide enough so where pretty much your bottom heel reaches the ground is wide enough. So, yeah, it's pretty wide. So you just kind of bend your front knee, and you try to squeeze both thighs almost together so that your back leg stays straight whenever you go down, but your front leg, instead of your knee bending to where it's crooked of your foot, that was really exaggerated, but just trying to show you, it goes directly over your foot, which is a good thing to prepare your knees instead of doing that, because then you turn all awkwardly or whatever. You want to make sure that you plant your foot correctly with your knee over your toes in a 90-degree angle so that you get enough momentum, you get up healthily for your knees. So anyway, back to the thing after my rant is over. So you just bend your front leg, straighten your back leg, try to square your hips, and I always think of your hip bones as headlights. I'm sure a lot of teachers use that, but headlights, and I'm always saying, your car, you want your headlights to be forward, obviously. So I'm just gonna go down, and you're gonna try to squeeze your inner thighs together, so it keeps your body, it keeps you underneath yourself. And you can even look down and watch your knee. It might start to shake the first few times, but you want to watch your knee to make sure that it's tracking over your toes. And then you come up. Track over your toes. And you can either do it to the side, that you can do at later, because that will probably make your knee go out. You want to make sure, so right now my foot and knee is aligned and it just goes down. But a lot of times if you go out, you see my knee going out like that, you don't want to keep it like that. You want to turn it. You want to make sure that it stays parallel. Okay, so that's one exercise. Another exercise that I often do is like skiers. Is Yeah, it's a really good exercise, and it also helps with balance. But in order to balance, um, you want to make sure that you have. Oh, I love this song. Okay, Ballerina from Jeremy Shada. Listen to it. Um, but you want to make sure that you have turnout in order to balance like on one leg, or you want to make sure that you have everything put together, right? So, and that's very much with this move. So you jump one leg, and again, you want to make sure your knee is not out to the side, not like that, because then you're gonna fall either way. You want to make sure that it's not too bent, or then you're probably gonna fall forward. But hopefully, by the time that like you have learned this very well, you're able to go like you're gonna be able to have mega knees, like no joke. Um, but you're gonna be like this, and again, you can look down, which might make you fall forward, but you can look down to make sure your knee is going right over your toes, or if you're looking in a mirror, that's even better because your head's still forward. Um, So yeah, it sometimes falters like that because well, you're balancing, right? And then ski. I'm gonna make sure you go over. Oh, I should pop something. Woo. Okay. Yeah, you want to make sure you're still bending. You're bending through your legs. Make sure you land in a bent leg, not straight because that's not good. Um, um, so yeah, you want to, and you kind of want to roll through your foot if it's possible. So you can also do it slow, where you kind of like do a tamlier, and you just connect the movements. Um, Even if you want to try, you can try the back leg in an attitude, or you can try it. Um, well, what am I doing? You can try it in like it's also tracking almost. It's not obvious. It's going to do pretty much what the front leg's doing. It's just you're obviously not balancing on it. So that just means that just like your front leg, how your knee is going to be over your toe, your knee in the back is going to be in line with your toes. Or again, you could do an arabesque. Okay. So again, you can do tamlier, or you can do full-on skis. Okay, which you can build up to because you got to make sure that you have that tracking in order to keep your knees safe whenever you're doing skis. And then my last one is kind of in a tendu sense. Okay, so if you don't know what tendu means, that means to stretch, and the movement itself, or like the combination, means stretching movement. So, like you do these, you stretch forward. But it's something like that. You go forward, and your arms make like an L, and just like skis, you're in that same position. Hey, Julie. Your and your opposite arm leg, normal dancer stuff, normal dancing stuff. And you're like this, woo, okay. And then you switch. So it's a little different than the skis, but it still has the same effect. So you go forward, you can do it with either leg, and you go forward, and you do the ski legs the same way, but now your arms are out to help you also balance as well. And it also help to doing these arabesques, which literally means to arabesque, which I think arabesque means a step from an old French dance. I think that's what it is. I haven't taken Shiketi in a long time, but yeah, you want to, like, it helps with being able to balance doing like these or whatever. I don't know. Apparently he wants to do it too. Anyway, so, but then you kind of do it, and now it's the leg that you were just standing on is now coming up and doing what pretty much what your back leg's doing, just to the front. And that standing leg arm is going to go forward. Okay, so you kind of just do woo. So if you just want to do this, so you get the feeling of like your arms, you can just swing them right now. This is what your arms are going to be doing. So again, opposite arm leg. So the arm that's forward is with the leg that's back. Okay, and then you switch. And again, you want to make sure that your knee is not out there; it's right over your toes, so that all 3 points of your toes are of your foot. This, this, and this. So big toe ish, like at the top of your plantar fascia. Then your pinky toe, ball of your foot, and then your heel, back of your heel. You want to make sure all three of those points. Oh, okay. All three of those points are on the ground at all times. So if you feel like only 2 of them are on the ground, then that means that your knee's going some weird way. Okay. So again, you can do it with the other leg. Again, you want to try to make sure that your toes are forward, because that'll also make sure that your whatever these are called knees know where to track. Okay. You can also, once you're ready, turn to turn out and do it like that. Those are a little more difficult. Woo! Okay, yeah, see, they're a little more difficult. But you still make sure that your knee is going directly over your toes. So if your toes are going towards the corner, like directly towards the corner or whatever, you want to make sure that your knees are going directly towards the corner. Yeah, okay. And then to the side. The side is, you do have to do like an arabesque, so it's kind of like an attitude. So it kind of is like a hip workout as well. So you do the Tom Lié thing. You connect the movements, and again, your foot is turned forward, and your knee is tracking over it. And you want to try to make this like it's a table, like someone could like set something on it, and it's gonna be fine. Like set some water. And then they do it the other way. And the arm that goes up, like forward, is the leg that's out in the arabesque. Or oh my gosh, attitude. Okay, so you can put that all together where you do front, and you can do this as fast as slow. Usually try to do it as like slow as possible. So I don't want you there for days. Like, we're not doing like, what is that called? I can't remember. Anyway, I'm trying to keep my brain on track, okay? So I don't want you there for days, but you try to go as slow as you can so that you make sure that your knee gets the feeling of what the path is, the path that it should be following. And then, and then, woo! And then you go to the side, and then you switch arms like you're crossing the water or whatever. And then you can switch to the other leg. Is this the other leg? I think it is. And this front leg shouldn't be like turned out like that. It should be parallel. So yes, if you're classically trained, chances are you're gonna turn out a little bit, but you're gonna want to try to stay turned in as much as possible, because turned in, I know, can feel a little like wrong, I guess. But yeah, that's the same feeling that I get too. and I've been doing jazz for a long time, okay? Even when I hadn't stopped doing ballet for 4 years, I did jazz. So I've been doing jazz for a long time. And so, again, no. Even if you have to take the arms out, that's completely fine. Just so that you can focus on the legs, completely fine. Adapt any of these moves to what you are comfortable to. Truly. Do not hurt yourself, please. I'm sure whatever sport you're in or whatever you're doing will probably hurt you more, okay? I know dance does, okay? Mentally and physically. Anyway, but I loved it. I would not give it up for the world. But, you also can just do simple squats. Now, squats, yeah, you might be like, oh, that's simple. But a lot of times, whenever people do squats, if their feet are parallel, try to keep your feet parallel. It does feel like your feet are turned in, but that's good. A lot of people do that. And while that might not look wrong, because it's like not a big noticeable thing, once you turn it out, it's a huge difference. And now my knees, if you look down at your own knees, not look down at mine. That's kind of weird because how are you supposed to look down at mine? But anyway, if you look down and like cross your knees, oh my gosh. I can't speak today. English. Okay. Instead of doing knees like that, you turn it, well, not turn it out, but you put everything back into place. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like your body is a filing cabinet and you're putting your hips back in the place they're supposed to be. So you're putting your hips in this side, like right now the filing cabinet doors are out. You're closing the doors and your knees are right over your toes. Okay, so everything is clean now, right? I don't know why I came up with that. But anyway, yeah, you can just do some simple squats, but instead of putting your knees like this, because that looks like you need to go to the bathroom, you're gonna really focus on getting your knees over your toes. You can even do a grand second and do that. Just like you can turn any of these into turnout, I suggest doing that after you learn the parallel ones because the turnout ones are going to be a little more difficult and they're going to be like less. What is it called? It's harder to focus on getting your knees tracking over your toes. So yeah, work with the parallel ones first, and then you can turn it out. And pretty much all of these. Like the skiers might be a little awkward to do turned out. Like I've only ever done them parallel, but I have done like those turned out, I think. Yeah, you can also do like the 4-starch. Do like a 4-starch tendu. And come back and 4-starch tendu. Again, getting your knee directly over your toes. Point out and come together. Do it to the back. Keep that leg straight. Bend only the leg that is going in the directions. Straighten and come back. So you can do that. If you have a plethora of information that I just gave you, I just threw it at you. But I hope this was helpful to get your turns because, again, if you do that, your knees are crossing. You don't want that. Because then you're turning, honestly, I don't even know which way I'm turning right now because my knees are like that. So it feels just wrong. So again, you activate those hip flexors and you get them in line with your feet. I don't know. Once you get, like if your hip flexors, wherever your knees go, chances are your hip flexors are like relaxed or like turned in as well. Once you activate them and you turn them out, they're like now in line with your feet. and then turn your hips, or hips, oh my gosh, knees, in line with your feet. So anyway, so that means that your turns will be 10 times better. Okay? Love you guys. Hope you like and subscribe this after this video. Maybe turn on the notification button because I will try to be here for you more often. Again, I've been really busy, but I will try to make time, okay? Because I love you guys so much. Stay safe out there and have a wonderful Wacky Wednesday. Bye, guys!